past 4 years that we have been here at SCHS, we have had our fair share of technological problems. From the Wi-Fi always going out, screens randomly freezing on our Chromebooks, the batteries randomly dying, or not holding charge, to now this whole Dino thing that leaves us locked out of our Chromebooks even after leaving the class of the teaching book stuff in the first place. If K-12 schools kept books and textbooks in their classrooms, students would benefit from new learning styles, and parents would benefit from low costs. Textbooks are better than technology when it comes to learning in the classroom. Today, I'm going to discuss how technology is causing a distraction in the classroom. Second, how students are learning more. And third, how textbooks are beneficial to everybody involved. First, I'm going to discuss how integrating technology is becoming a distraction for all children in the classroom. Today, 87% of teachers claim that they believe technology is creating a distracted generation with short attention spans. 4 out of 5 students between the ages of 8 and 18 claim that they multitask when using their technology in the class. It's their apps, emails, and games that are causing them to focus their attention on their technology instead of their teacher. According to Pulitzer Prize-winning technology writer Nicholas Carr, peer-reviewed studies show that reading digital text will increase the brain's cognitive load, lowering the ability to process, store, and retain information. Even though textbooks are expensive, tablets are 5 times the cost, according to prominent education marketing expert Lee Wilson. When textbooks get damaged, they can be fixed with simple supplies like tape and glue, while technology needs someone with experience, which can be time-consuming and costly. Rich schools can afford to implement this technology, and poor schools can't. So we should keep textbooks because every child has the right to learn equally. Second, I'm going to discuss how children learn better overall with textbooks. Those who use technology learn slower than those who use textbooks in class. Students who write their notes instead of typing tend to write less, process more, and perform better on their tests. Textbook use is letting students learn basic subjects that we need for basic classes. A K-12 student who uses textbook learns the basics of algebra and geometry and anatomy and physics. Us as students need these basic subjects so we can further our education and not fall behind academically. Textbooks are also beneficial for noting and highlighting key points, and they can act as guides for understanding sentences better, or like when you have to read a passage or a story. According to Barnaby Lennon, a British schoolmaster, textbooks of the past had a huge impact on education. They not only reflected exam board syllabuses, they influenced them. The best textbooks were curriculum. They determined the level at which students learned. Third, I'm going to explain why we should keep technology use to a minimum in classrooms. Keeping technology to a minimum in classrooms would allow students to learn more and perform better on tests. People who read textbooks tend to remember more, comprehend more, and learn more. Our school goal is to get up to an A school, so textbooks are our best chance, since there have been studies to prove that children learn better from textbooks. In South Korea, 99% of the students are issued textbooks, and according to the OECD, South Korea has the highest performing percentage in the world. Textbooks are also easier on parents because they are 5 times less than the cost of a tablet, and there are a lot of low-income families that can't afford to purchase all these new technologies for their children, and if they're required to, it causes a financial burden on the family. Textbooks are a good resource for parents to help us with our homework because not all parents know how to use technology, and most of them know how to read. So if we need help, like most of us do, parents are able to help us. Textbooks are always here for us. They cannot crash, freeze, or get hacked. It seems like around here, our printer always goes out, or our Chromebooks always freeze when it's time to print an important paper or an outline. As you can see, textbooks of the past have had a huge impact on education by determining the level to which students learn. I'm going to leave you with a quote from Tommy Toy, management consultant and business strategist at PBT Consulting. He wrote, "Not all households and schools can afford a tablet, mobile apps, and access to Wi-Fi for their school-age children. For this reason, I am afraid that many families and classrooms will be left behind as technology becomes mainstream. Only higher-income households and schools scoring high on standardized tests will be able to afford the technology. I ask that each of you continue to read books and textbooks so our school doesn't fall behind in curriculum, and that each of you continue to grow academically."
So do you think that we should completely get rid of technology in schools, or just like some?
No, we need to keep it to a minimum though, because we still need it for like research papers and to still.
freshmen have always had technology while we were more used to learning from textbooks.
Yeah, definitely, because all students, like, they learn differently. Like, in this class, there were 14 out of the 17 that answered learned better from textbooks overall, but those other 3 learned better from technology, so it's all about preference.
Do you think like teachers along with us should like have handwrite their notes and like have us copy down what they're writing, or do you agree with the PowerPoints and just us copying from them?
I agree with the PowerPoints because it's easy on the teacher, but us as students, we're still able to write down what they have already typed, so.
Do you personally learn better with textbooks?
I personally do because I have a hard time, like, I have to be able to write everything down, like, to be able to remember things.
Does like the distractions, like, do you think like having the options of distractions with textbooks too, like there's other things, or like even using other technology like your phone when you're reading from a textbook, like if that impacts what are you learning off?
I don't really know. I don't really understand.
Could you try to rephrase your question a bit for her?
If you say someone's like using their phone like while they're trying to study from their textbook and like they're multitasking, like do you think that kind of technology distraction, like it kind of like fits in with?
Yeah, definitely. If you're paying attention to your phone, you're not going to learn anything.
So do you think, even though like obviously we're against, like we don't want to give up our phones during class, but do you think it would be a better idea for like if we were a textbook based class?
Yeah, it would, but nobody's going to do
Yeah,
that.
like, you're right.
I wouldn't even do that.
I would.
So is it more about the distraction, not necessarily the learning vessel? So you're telling me that if you're on a Chromebook, it's because of all the other things you can look at, and kind of with Bridget's question, if you're using a textbook, you can be watching TV, using your phone, talking with someone. Is it more the distractions versus the actual vessel of learning?
I guess it's more about the distraction, since if it's causing you to not be able to pay attention and learn, so I guess it is the distraction.
All right.